Oh, yeah, yeah. We should just rate all the women in this movie.
Okay, this one, go.
Misogyny, just the maximum misogyny.
Columbia logo, 1 out of 10. Come on.
Honestly, she looks pretty homesteady. Like,
Solid 7.
oh yeah,
Yeah, I could see that.
yeah.
Welcome, fellow castigators, to the Gas Bass Podcast. I'm here with Micah to watch the Sam Raimi Spider-Man,
And not rate women.
which is too loud. I gotta turn down my headset. Wow. As always, the movie started when the podcast did. So if you haven't started the movie yet, you gotta turn that baby around.
I'm gonna rate every woman.
Micah has just arbitrarily decided, literally as I pressed the button, that he was going to do this. This is not premeditated. I want to point that out.
I think it would be pretty funny.
Yeah.
I mean,
This is the first movie ever to make $100 million in its opening weekend.
that's a lot.
Even if you adjust for like inflation, still
Really?
no movie had ever done so.
That's
So it was insane, but it makes sense. It is the first Spider-Man movie ever.
Is it really?
Yeah, which is pretty crazy because it had already been around for like 40 years.
That is kind of crazy. I thought.
All it got was like one little TV show in the 70s that lasted a very short while that Stanley was disappointed with.
I thought for
That
sure
was all it
there
got
was-
for live action.
I thought for sure there was more movies before that, but I was like,
Nope.
I was misconstrued.
This is the first go, baby.
Because like Captain America, I think they did like previous ones.
Yes, there
Those
is
are
one
very
Captain America movie in the 90s. I hear it's not good. I would love to see it.
Why are they doing the credits in the beginning? In the beginning.
I actually like when movies do this. Set the tone a little. I mean, sometimes it can outwear its welcome, but if it goes on too long, but I like it if they keep it short. A little something to pump you up. I don't mind. But this one of the reasons why they wanted Sam Raimi as director, not only because he'd had a few successful movies and was obviously very experienced, but he was a big comic book collector, or he is a big comic book collector, and he has a collection of over 25,000 comics.
Oh my!
Yeah.
I hope he's got that in a safe space, safe place.
Yeah, I hope so too.
Fire retardant seals and stuff.
Mhm.
That is
Yeah.
not good.
Back when they went out of their way to look for people who cared. Nowadays, Marvel specifically looks for people who have never heard of who they're working with.
It's a badge of honor. Hey, it's her.
All right, Kirsten Dunst, first one in the movie, and there's also the black chick behind her. You got to rate her too.
She's definitely a 6, maybe a 7. Black chick behind her, 5.
All right,
I only got a quick glance.
I think Kirsten Dunst is a little. I mean, I don't know what her personality is, so that kind of hurts the test.
Well, it's just looking.
but just on looks alone,
She's pretty
I think
good.
she's above 7. I would say, because also, and you're gonna have to take my word for it, but she's aged pretty well.
Alright.
So
I'll have to
I think
see-
that like genetics gets you above 7. I feel like, because longevity is important. Rate the nerdy girl.
Definitely a 4, 5. No, 5.
A full 5?
A 5.
I thought she was nowhere near as pretty as the black girl.
I'm glancing at these women. The one on the right, 4. Wait, no. It just goes down.
It just keeps
A
going
1.
down every time.
A -1.
The bus driver's a 1.
A lot of women that I just saw were like around 5.
Sam Raimi had, I forgot to mention this, but Sam Raimi, when he was a child, he had a big Spider-Man painted above his bed. So he was just destined for this.
I think so. Those eyes make his
Yeah.
eyes so big. What is going on?
Started with Evil Dead, and now we're here. Gotta love it.
Yeah, I'm willing to change my mind. I haven't seen the rest of her figure, so
You just wait. Well, you can adjust your score throughout. I'll allow it. This museum exterior is, or not the museum. Sorry, this actually is
What?
Columbia University, where they're going. It is the real Columbia.
The real deal.
I guess they figured people would recognize it. I did not. I didn't even know because they don't say explicitly in the movie where they're going.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't know where the hell they're supposed to be. Some lab. I don't know. Like
some weird place.
So I had to look it up, and I was like, oh, it actually is Columbia. Okay. I didn't know what Columbia looked like. I don't care. Oh, there it is.
I love some of these movies because it's been memed so much.
Notice that within his first few lines, one of the first things he says to Peter is impressive, because later on, the first thing Green Goblin says to Spider-Man is impressive. Very nice bit of symmetry there.
Impressive.
Oh yes, and this was released in 2002, which was the year of Spider-Man's 40th anniversary.
Wow.
So it's very timely film.
This is the Asian lady back of her head, too.
I wonder if that's a real electron microscope. I probably should have looked that up. I am a fool.
Essentially.
This interior is actually the Natural History Museum in L.A.
Oh.
And they spent a lot of time trying to cover up the walls and the very recognizable domed ceiling. So it's pretty much only the columns that give it away.
Oh.
I wonder if there's any, like, LA people who were like, oh, I recognize those columns.
I've touched them before.
That's my local museum.
The Asian scientist 7. Wait, no. 6.5.
So there was a scene cut out of the movie that is in the trailers where some bank robbers escape in a helicopter, and Spider-Man goes after the helicopter and catches them in a big web, and the camera zooms out, and the helicopter is caught in between the Twin Towers.
Whoa.
Because, of course, this movie was filmed early 2001.
Yeah.
But, of course, after the attacks, they were like, maybe we can't have that scene in the movie.
And why not?
And that's going to be a running notion. There are quite a few changes that we'll see because of 9/11.
Oh. Just
Very,
go with it. Commit.
Very unfortunate. Very unfortunate. Still a fresh wound.
Oh no, bro. I don't know where it is, brother.
He doesn't look old enough to be in charge of him.
I'm so confused.
I love that the school name is literally Midtown High. Like, what? Oh, Peter, you dog.
Just got like 20 pictures. Another one! Another one!
Some goofy ones. So
I'll
that
take off your jacket.
is a Stadota spider, if I'm saying that correctly, which was painted red and blue by Jens Schnabel while the spider was anesthetized, which I didn't know was a thing you could do.
Anesthetized.
I mean, how could you get like a small enough of anesthesia to not kill it? Like, that's kind of incredible.
Just a little bit.
Like how much money did it cost? And then somebody painted the thing.
They painted a live spider.
And I guess they had to get very,
That is kind of crazy.
non-toxic paint, painted very minutely. I mean, it's kind of crazy.
And they stepped on it afterwards.
Like, it's CG part of the time. Like, you'd think that they would just make it CG all the time. But I like that they bothered to just be like, could we put a spider to sleep? Could we do that?
We must put the spider to sleep and then paint it.
Diarrhea.
Ooh.
Somebody's getting fired.
Oh no, bro.
Sam Raimi's car.
Oh. That is a weird little thing. $35, he should have some retirement.
Right? They are very old. Very, very old for an aunt and uncle.
Pretty old, yeah. He's one of those basement dwellers. Or the attic dwellers.
Yeah, he's going upstairs.
The rare attic dweller. 30-year-old man.
So this scene of him being all sweaty is the first scene shot. And they actually had to digitally put his head on a skinny man's body. They had to have two separate plates filmed and stuck together because, yeah, he's jacked. Dude, I'd go to the hospital. I'd be looking at my hand like, what? I'm not just gonna tank this.
I think I'll just take a nap.
I'm not gonna die from rabies today.
I'm just gonna take a little nap.
Like, I'd be like, holy crap, was that spider venomous? In fact, I probably would have asked while I was at the lab. I wouldn't be like, oh, genetic mutated spider just bit me. It'll be fine.
Did he realize that it was a genetic Mutated spider that bit him? I thought he was just like, ow, that hurt. But didn't really pay attention.
No, he does because they. Well, I guess if he wasn't paying attention to the presentation, he might not know that. But it looked like he was.
Mm.
I mean, I heard
He's
it.
just dumb.
He's just,
For a smart guy, he's pretty stupid.
yeah. Maybe that's why they decided that the web fluid needed to be organic. They were like, he's not smart enough to invent web fluid.
The plumacornoparazine.
Because they actually decided that, like when they were almost done filming, that they were going to make the web fluid organic. And there are parts of the movie where you can see his wrists are a little blurred because he's got them like attached.
Oh, so they were debating.
And I mean, it's also kind of a time issue. The movie's like 2 hours without having to have a whole web invention and testing section of the movie.
Yeah.
So I kind of get it. It's weird, but I get it.
It is a little weird. Oh no, bro.
So this smoke here, they couldn't figure out how to make the smoke green and also not toxic. So they just did normal white smoke and turned it green later.
Oh.
Which must have been kind of difficult for the time. Because smoke is kind of...
Yeah.
Smoke is funky.
It is pretty funky. Blah, 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 blah. He's freaking out.
Sam Raimi, he's just got to put someone in white contacts at some point in his film. I guess unless Willem Dafoe can really roll his eyes that far back. But I doubt it. I mean, technically everyone can, but it's really hard to do that on command. Like, most people can't just do that.
Live. Oh my gosh.
I love how he's buff before and after. Like, it's like, yeah, Norman was just an absolute unit.
There's no change.
Tobey Maguire went through a strict 5-month regimen of weight training and martial arts 6 times a week, as well as eating high-protein meals 4 to 6 times a day. Yeah, that's right. He ate a lot of meals a day. Both Tobey Maguire and Willem Dafoe did a yoga technique during their training called Ashtanga, which translated into English is 8-legged.
Oh.
How about that?
That sounds made up.
Yeah, it sure does. Sure does. But yeah, I guess with the right diet, 5 months working out 5 days a week, you too can get jacked
and get that lady's number. Their windows are right next to each other.
Yeah, it's crazy that she didn't notice. She even like.
There's no way.
Like, is she that used to it? Because she
other.
even like turns, and like he had to be like shirtless in the corner of her eye.
Like,
and she didn't look. Why didn't she look? I mean, I don't know. Maybe she's just a nice and respectful person.
No, you gotta look.
Still, you would be
the
like...
The windows are wide open, dude. Because you're not looking.
Right. Like, there's no privacy if you've left the window open.
Yeah. You accept it at that point.
Right. And your first instinct wouldn't be, like, to ogle the other person. It would be, like... Your first instinct would be, like, oh, my gosh, are they looking at me?
Yeah.
Are they naked and, like, staring at me through the window? Like, oh, no.
They're asserting dominance.
You forgot to rate the Columbia University Asian. Wow, this guy's pathetic. I know he was raised by his aunt and uncle, but he still went to public school. Like, he can't just walk up and talk to people?
I guess not.
Kid's got problems. Curious to know how old Tobey Maguire was. I'm gonna look it up.
Probably older than.
Definitely older than his character.
Yeah. It's a big door. Oh my gosh.
He would have been approximately 26.
Yep.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Doug, what you doing on the phone, man?
So it's more obvious later, but the interior of the Osborne mansion was also used as Wayne Manor in the Tim Burton Batman. And they worked really hard to shoot it in a way that you wouldn't notice. The mansion's actually been used in a lot of movies. A lot.
The glider. What?
So this next scene took 156 takes to get right.
156 takes because he was catching all the fruit.
Yep. There was no special effects. They just were like, you gotta catch this.
So they just dropped him?
Yep. I think the most terrifying part is the fact that they have lines afterwards. And they have to, like, hide their sheer excitement
that you got
of getting it after 156 tries. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I would be able to keep it together. I'd be like, yes! And then be like,
baby.
oh no!
You just slam the plate down.
Yeah, it was supposed to, they almost cut the scene for time because they knew it was going to take forever. And it's not, super important. And they were supposed to get 2 days to do it, but it was cut down to 1. But they were determined to get it.
An entire day to catch some stuff.
Yep, thankfully spent the day doing it. It must have been super weird. They must have been so tired.
Just sitting there watching. But not watching. Dude, he's splooging. You. Whoa.
Oh, I forgot to mention it. Spider-Man's webbing is made out of thin foam and fishing line. It is not very complicated.
Huh?
You're starting to see what I mean.
It's the way she's walking, bro. She's just like...
Yeah, it's the heels, too. It's the heels, it's the strut.
Yeah.
Like, it just causes so much movement. It's not my fault. I'm just observant.
That shock absorbing.
Right? Shock absorbing.
That's where it's going, right there. Yeah, Harry.
Must hurt after a
You
while.
dummy. You dumb idiot.
In order to come up with an accurate look of the high school kids, the costume department sent disposable cameras to school teachers in New York cities and give them to the students to take pictures of each other. So even though the high school looks fake as hell, these are very realistic portrayals of
That sounds a little creepy.
2001 school children.
That sounds a little creepy. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, it's a little weird, but back then it was
Here,
less
take
weird.
pictures of yourselves in school. So
Oh, it's probably the best day ever, though. They're probably doing goofy stuff.
yeah,
Like, it was probably
there's
pretty
probably some bad
exciting.
stuff in there.
I mean, back then, without, smartphones and stuff, grasping for
Yeah.
entertainment. Ugh. This close-up is so gross. I've always disliked it.
What did they do for that?
I don't even know.
It's nasty. He's like, I got little spike fingers.
Spiky fingers.
Like, this is not weird at all. Your mama. Oh yeah. Look at that. Look at them.
Look at that guy. There we go. There are actually some shots where the Twin Towers are blurred in the background.
I just don't understand the media around the time when that happened.
Well, I think it's like an escapism thing. Like, they didn't want to remind people. Like, it was just so fresh.
I don't know.
I wonder what month this
Shazam.
was released.
Where'd it go? He needs a new hairdo. That's what's just making him look all kinds of whack. He needs a different haircut. Am I wrong? Am I wrong or am I right? He's spooging.
I've never seen anybody splooge that far. That's impressive.
Well, I'm sure the hair is supposed to make him look younger.
It's just.
I mean, that's a pretty childlike haircut.
Yes, but also it just looks retarded on him. Like, so bad.
I love how there, like, so many ways he could have tested whether it was weight bearing.
Yeah.
So many less
not
dangerous ways.
Yes.
Back.
He's like, whatever.
My back.
Oh, my back. My love.
Oh, Peter, you're a dick.
Peter.
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 Remember the time? Remember the time?
Holy
I told
crap,
you that
Lois.
there
Remember the time we painted the kitchen seafoam green?
Remember the time that there was
Why'd we do that?
meatloaf in the fridge?
There's meatloaf in the fridge, Peter.
Dude, what is happening in the house?
MJ's parents are pretending to be lesbian.
Hey, Peter, remember the time that you walked out while my parents were fighting? Remember the time that you saw me taking out the trash?
Lord.
Yeah, I remember. You look so stupid.
You guys do that pretty good.
No, I don't.
Sounds pretty good.
You know, it's funny. I've always thought a crop top was a little egregious, a little too much like a bra. But if it's like ill-fitting and there's just that little line there that
Yeah.
looks like it's accidental, that's okay.
Oh, yeah.
Is that weird? Is that
No.
weird? Because like when it's intentional and it's like, up to the boob, it's kind of like
Yeah.
hoary, right?
Yes. You're being, provocative and
Right.
showing all your stuff.
Right.
but that's just like
It's
a
just
nice
a little, just a little bit, just a little,
yeah.
a little tease, a little, ooh,
It's not egregious.
whoops,
You're
I'm
not being
poor, my
slutty.
shirt doesn't fit,
Mhm.
It's better.
100% agree.
Okay, I'm glad I'm not alone on this.
The midriff needs to come back in the right way,
Yeah, in the right way.
not
That's
the slutty
important
way.
thing.
Really wish it would. I could rock that.
Didn't I have a midriff? Oh, it was with that leather jacket thing. Remember that?
Mm-hmm.
It's so stupid.
You know, I used to think you had a women's jacket, but I saw another guy wearing it.
Oh, really?
And I'm like, oh, well, maybe it's just two of them. And then I saw a third guy wearing one. I'm like, okay, no, it's a men's jacket. With
It's
just
like
a
an actual
weirdly
thing, yeah.
low hoodie part.
Yeah, it's
You
a
can
thing.
take it
I
off,
don't
and
know
it's like
what's
this
that.
little thing that goes over it, and then you
Yeah.
zip it back together. I just took it off because it's hot, so.
Yeah, I always thought it was weird that it was like low cut. And I'm like, oh, he bought a women's jacket. But then I saw the guys wearing it. I was like, oh,
See,
that's weird.
I'm not gay.
I mean, you are gay, but.
No! Look, we're appreciating MJ's things. I'm not gay. Her midriff and her physics. And her very nice looking hair.
It's not weird. It's just an objective observation. It's science.
It's appreciation.
Yes. One must appreciate beauty in this world.
I'm gonna go to hang out with this abusive boyfriend, my boyfriend
Yeah,
or something.
I'll go on a date with the guy whose like ass you totally kicked. Huge embarrassment.
And who's probably abusive and a horrible guy, because I'm out of an abusive and horrible family structure. So I'm just gonna keep perpetuating.
Wow, those
it.
are good prices. Whoa, an Alfa Romeo for
Ooh.
2,500?
Gee.
How? Is that a poster of Electra? I love the goofy ass editing. Like, what? Like, we know what he's thinking. Why?
He's like,
We didn't need that at all.
we need the other thing that he was thinking.
Yeah, the whole thought. Hey, you want to hear another cool 9/11 fact?
He drew 9/11.
Hey, there's that tricked out spider again.
Nice. He drew the two towers.
So Sony recalled teaser posters which had a close-up of Spider-Man's face with the New York skyline and prominently the World Trade Towers reflected in his like eyeglass.
Mm-hmm. And they cut it out.
And
Dr. Pepper.
obviously they're
advertising.
pretty rare now since they're a recalled poster, but a few of them didn't make it back to the studio, and I've actually seen one.
Oh.
In one of our local antique shops, there's one in the basement, and they want like $1 gazillion for it.
Oh.
So I'm not gonna buy it, but I wish I could because that's pretty rad.
How much is it?
I don't remember too much.
A lot. He
Yeah.
splooged a little bit too much last night.
I want the 9/11 Spider-Man poster. I think that would be great.
You got big old hands.
Nice robe. Yeah, see, that's the shot where you can really tell it's Wayne Manor. I recognize that. That little balcony.
Me and my inner thoughts fighting it out. My intrusive thoughts.
I've been there, and I thought it would be fun to recreate the scene where the Ghostbusters burst out of there screaming. You know what I mean? Nobody batted an eye. It was hilarious. Like New Yorkers, someone screaming their head off? No, don't care. They don't give a shit.
So you busted out of the house and just...
Yeah, out of the library, and we were just screaming and running. Nobody looked. Nobody turned. It was crazy.
They're all numb.
And
Brainless.
Josh figured this out. And he was just a little child then. And he thought that this was a rather funny phenomenon. So he would walk down this street like screaming, bloody murder. Nobody would look at him.
What?
Just they don't care at all.
Dude.
Like he would just be
that's creepy.
like a child just screaming. Nobody looks. Nobody investigates.
That place is possessed.
Yeah, they're just so used to crime. It's insane.
It's full of demons. Or something. It's cursed ground.
Cursed ground. New York is built on an incredibly big Indian burial ground.
Is it really?
No,
Okay.
I'm just joking.
I was about to say that makes sense.
That would be insane. That would be a lot of ground.
That is pretty rough, dude.
Yeah. That's weird there.
Weird. I'd be
And
like,
yeah, you could
what
just
the-
walk down the street and see people just get punched to the ground. They just get the shit kicked out of them, and then they just walk away like nothing happened, like casually.
So wait, somebody would beat him up, and then they would just get up and be like, whatever.
No, I mean like the person would still be on the ground, but like the perpetrator
Would just be like,
would just saunter off like nothing happened. Not worried about anyone, catching them or.
You watched that happen?
Yeah.
You're just like, what the hell?
I see people get like beat up. I've seen muggings. I've seen
Oh my god.
lots of theft. Mostly theft. Like people getting their bags stolen
And you just was watching, you're just like, whatever.
yeah, and everybody's
Were you a
just
kid or?
everybody's so whatever about it. No, it's all adults. I didn't see any street rat children. Although I'm sure they exist to some extent.
Were you a kid?
Teenager.
Should have shot him.
Yeah. It is a wild, lawless land of constant crime. And just the fact that I'm hearing all these reports that it's gotten so much worse because of the detracted police presence and the decriminalization of hard drugs and the decriminalization of like petty theft.
Oh, I know her.
It's just
From
gotten
somewhere.
so much crazy word. Yeah, that's I think her name is Octavia Spencer, I think.
I think also the announcer is the guy from Evil Dead.
Yeah, it's Bruce Campbell. But anyway, all those things together have created just this absolute hellhole and tourism is way down and everything. And just, I can't fathom it being worse. Like, I just imagine the movie Escape from New York where everyone's just killing each other. Like, that's all I imagine, because it's like, how could it be worse? Who would allow such a thing? This is
Even
America.
worse.
Like, uphold the law. What are
'Cause
you
don't
doing?
have access to firearms.
Just make it a prison.
I don't have the right
Bomb
to
it or something.
defend themselves.
No.
The human spider.
Bruce Campbell actually has a cameo in all 3 movies.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So you can keep an eye out for him.
That's funny. The Amazing Spider-Man.
You gonna rate those women?
Why?
Why are they always greased up?
Yeah.
And why are they always so fake looking?
Their hair, like, yeah. Their hair is so crazy.
Like they look like they all have implants.
I'll give them, okay, body, 5, 6. A little bit more than that. But, like, the overall going on, 4. Just because I know where that's going.
I don't find them very attractive at all. They look diseased.
Yeah. they're
Some prostitute that's gonna give you AIDS.
pretty much, yeah. That's what I'm getting from that.
That first chain guy looked like Willie Nelson.
Chaining them.
So Bonesaw McGraw is played by the real-life wrestler Macho Man Randy Savage.
That's hilarious.
And very early in Randy Savage's career, he used to have the name at the Spider. So this is sort of ironic casting. And he actually broke his neck filming this. So
He broke his neck?
yes. Probably
How
because
do you-
it was more real than, the wrestling he usually does.
How is this possible? He has a very thick neck. How does that happen?
I don't know. I mean, it wasn't like a crazy neck break. I mean,
Look at his neck.
it didn't end his career or anything. But he did have, a neck injury. Something in there broke. Maybe during that.
Kicking in the head.
Maybe he got kicked in the head. Or that.
Ooh.
Landing upside down like that. Yikes.
Oh, he's dead. Spider-Man.
Who pays $3,000 for a wrestling match? In Biden's America, you probably make like $5. $5 for 10 minutes.
Put the money in the bag.
I think I saw a guy in Central Park who looked just like that.
The ice frosted tips.
Like Chief Quimby from Inspector Gadget. Guy's so Italian, he looks like an ugly Frank Sinatra. Like Frank Sinatra's stocky cousin. I forgot to mention, in the original Spider-Man comics, the phrase "with great power comes great responsibility" was actually just a little text bubble, like just a little narration written by Stan Lee or whoever. And this movie decided to, as you saw earlier, give the line to Uncle Ben, and which sort of started this trend of always doing that. Pretty much every cartoon and movie has done that since.
Beta.
This movie's a bit of a trailblazer.
I'd say so.
In more ways than one. I mean, this is definitely, one of the movies that kicked off the superhero genre. Like this and Batman. Kind of the culprits.
Mm-hmm.
But this especially. Because, of course, shortly after this, you get Hulk and Iron Man, and then it just spirals out of control.
Oh, no, bro. Too many of them.
It's too many.
Spider-Man.
Actually, the studio was shown these CGI shots and told that they were screen tests, and they just believed that it was actually
What?
Tobey Maguire in the suit.
They were told that it was just they were just filming this.
Yeah.
This was him.
Mm-hmm.
How gullible are they?
Well, you remember back then CGI wasn't very good, so this was like, you'd have to squint at it. If they kind of just...
Really?
Yeah.
They're like, yeah, that's believable. I guess we're just so accustomed to spotting it out.
Yeah, we are. Because now if something is even, like, slightly off, like, you notice it. Like, anytime there's CGI in a movie, you can see it.
We get a sixth sense. I actually heard that the new generations now can spot, like, AI stuff, like, a lot better than the older people.
Yeah, I'm sure
Which is interesting.
I'm sure that's true.
So...
Although AI is not that good right now.
Well, like, certain things that are more, like, pictures. Like, really
right,
good
they spot tiny things
AI
like
pictures.
half an extra finger or something.
No, it will just be, like, it'll be a perfect AI picture, but then they'll discern that it's an AI versus an actual person.
Fascinating.
So,
Yeah,
the human mind can still pick up, real and fake, but, like, I guess your environment kind of has an effect on your discernment. So the younger generation has grown up with AI.
Yeah, it's
more
part
than
of
the older
our
generation.
it's part of our like survival
Yeah.
instincts. It's the identification process of something being wrong.
Yeah. So I think the older people are gonna have a lot of
Yeah.
a lot of struggles, whereas
It's interesting how humans can just adjust like that.
it's kind of crazy.
Yeah, it
Adapting.
is.
I hope I'll be one of those people. Probably not though. I'll be like, wow, that's really cute. I'll be like, oh, it's all AI. I'm like, oh well, time to push the EMP button.
Yeah.
He has a gun.
Yeah, I mean, we've already had like several like TV commercials that are 100% AI.
Mm-hmm.
It's just the start of the madness.
It's gonna get worse.
Makes me want to shoot somebody, honestly.
just
like whoever is developing this, you just stop right now. Like stop.
It's not okay. Yeah.
Don't go any further.
You can't stop it. That's just the nature of innovation.
Yeah, no, you can't.
It's literally impossible.
You could even try and regulate it, but then other countries are going to develop it, and then you're going to be behind. So you just got to let it go.
Pretty much.
Because if you're going to destroy the world with AI, you might as well have the superior AI. You might as well come out on top.
Might as well.
If everything's going to suck and go to crap, you might as well win.
It's like the nuclear bomb, but for like...
Right? It's like a new race.
Mm-hmm.
Race to make nukes, race to the moon.
Oh no!
Race to stockpile weapons. Always something.
You should take the money.
Cops used to have much cooler outfits. I love the hats. We gotta bring back the hats.
Yeah, I think they still have them.
Yeah, I think there are a few places in the U.S. where they still have them.
I don't know why they're designed like that.
But most have
Kinda
just
weird.
gotten rid of like hats completely. And then in, hotter places, you pretty much just get the like the park ranger hats.
Yeah, I think the park ranger hats are pretty dope.
I don't like them on bald people. I think they look stupid on bald people. Otherwise, it's okay. It's not very intimidating. Is my problem.
A cowboy hat?
No, not the cowboy hat, but like the flat brim.
I thought
like
it
a
was
park
like a
ranger.
cowboy hat.
Like
Those
Well,
ones, dude, I don't
some
like those ones.
no, I don't like them either. There are some places that allow cowboy hats, but
Yeah, like the curve and the... That would make more
Yeah.
sense.
I don't see those very often though.
I would figure that would be pretty good.
But as to the reason for the cowboy hats, I mean not cowboy hats, the police hats looking like that, is because there used to be a thing about like looking nice, like it was tied to this like idea of if you had standards and you were sort of like a well-spoken, well-educated traditionalist, like you dressed nicely and that was the way that you showed it
With a hat.
and so there was a lot of focus in all types of jobs on just making things look nice rather than utilities.
Yeah.
Kinds of in like the 30s to 50s era.
Yeah.
And so they were just designed to be aesthetically pleasing. That was what it was all about.
There is no utility in
They were like, we're gonna make cool hats. We're gonna put them in a tie, and they're gonna be very clean.
I mean,
very
honestly,
clean cut, look very nice.
I kind of like that attitude.
Yeah.
Because it's not all about utilitarianism. It's kind of like you have to have some class, some tradition, some look about you that's good.
Yeah.
Rather than just freaking concrete walls and stupid.
Oh yeah, architecture is
business casual.
Just architecture is just lame these days.
Yeah, but
Just
people dress really bad
absolutely
too. They don't have any class in their dressing.
Yeah, everything is
relaxed.
just increasingly more casual.
Mm-hmm.
And the problem with that is the more casual you go, the sluttier you get.
Yeah.
So in the early 2000s, it wasn't so much of a problem, but we just keep devolving.
Integrated.
And now everybody's got those stupid yoga pants where you could see their underwear.
Yep. And then you could buy certain ones that, help with the form factor.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
They're cheating, basically. It's like me putting a freaking what the heck is that called? A cup.
Yeah, like where I work, I just see people walk around all day, and almost everybody's got them. Almost everyone.
The tight pants.
Every single. Yeah, just every single woman.
Men need to dress in three-piece suits.
Like, it's just becoming normal. Well, actually, you're right. And this is something I go on about a lot. Is people think that there's sort of this stuffy traditionalism, that it's based in like stuffy traditionalism, and it's essentially baseless. But actually, there's a science to fashion. Like, you can't just throw anything. Like, they think, clothes change so much that they'll just get used to all like the ugly stuff, ugly pretentious stuff that we wear.
Changes people's moods.
All the ugly stuff that people are wearing. It's like no, there actually is a science to it.
No.
For instance, people have noted that anatomically, women should, be wearing pants and men should be wearing skirts. But it's actually not true, because the suit complements the boxy shape of a man.
Yeah.
While a dress complements the curves of a woman. And not even in, like a sexual way. Like just an aesthetically pleasing way.
Yeah.
Like just in a way that's like nice to look at no matter what age or whatever they are.
Also, you need underwear to hold your junk in place. So pants are for men.
True.
Right.
Well,
But anyway, the point is, there's like a science to the way that clothes complement a particular body type,
yeah,
and you know, little stylistic things may change, like styles of lapels and pocket placement, all these little things. But essentially, what is aesthetically pleasing never changes
yeah.
because the
fundamentals
basic
are still
shape
there.
of the two genders never changes.
You know, you've
So
always
they're
seen a
they're
guy in a
trying
dress and
to.
thought, that doesn't look right.
Oh, there's Lucy Lawless.
Who's that?
She was Xena.
She had a cameo?
Xena Warrior Princess, a show that Sam Raimi produced.
What?
And then she's in the Ash vs. Evil Dead TV show.
She's pretty hot.
She's very good in that, yeah. But anyway.
I can't judge her in that get up.
Oh yeah, she doesn't look like that.
yeah, no, they were doing
Pictures of
doing like a
Spider-Man.
punk thing for her.
She's actually pretty hot.
But yeah, I mean, I think for your mood and everybody else's mood and the way they act, it definitely helps if you have a put together, at least somewhat quality, expensive clothing that, you know, kind of represent that you take care of yourself. You know,
Well, you know,
you dress for success type
it's
deal.
funny. The casualness is. Oh, and there's Ted Raimi,
See?
Sam Raimi's brother.
She's pretty hot.
Oh my.
And that's middle-aged Lucy Lawless.
Yeah, you should see Xena when she's young. Oh
That's an
man,
8.
Yeah.
she's still hot. Always has been. Anyway,
Always will be.
hey, what was I even saying?
I don't know.
Oh yes, expensive clothes is because of the casualness. So back in the day, you would have, you know, tailors all over the place. And that was like where you got clothes. You would have, you know, your local like Jewish shirt maker kind of thing,
Yeah.
right? But then it got into people just wearing like t-shirts and stuff, and it's like, oh, we could just mass produce these because they're simple and you know, one size fits all, and you know, people got a little fatter, and then you know, you have 3 different sizes.
Yeah.
It's still something you can mass produce and be super cheap and simple, and it just put all those guys right out of business.
So sad.
Because when they had business, they didn't have to charge all this money.
Right. So it was
Because
less
it was
money.
just how people got clothes.
So you'd have a better, more quality, form-fitting, local tailor, and because of freaking gabagoo,
And it's because,
Stupid
I mean,
schlop.
there's just something to be said for, like, self-respect, you know?
what is she doing? What is she doing?
Dress like
She
you
probably-
actually have self-respect.
Right.
Isn't that a good idea? And yeah, you're right. It creates a better mood for, you know, people to have self-respect and be very clean and be like, oh, yes. The gang's all here. We're going to get the job done. Her.
Yeah.
Now we got all this freaking like polyester blend garbage
That's so bad.
that makes, you know, wearing these types of clothing's just kind of a sweaty experience.
You're wearing gasoline.
Because people are like, oh, I don't want to wear a suit because it's like all sweaty, and it's just because of the materials it's made out of these days.
Yeah.
Because back in the day, everyone walked around wearing suits and it was fine. It was because it was good materials.
Right.
You know, all natural stuff that's not going to sweat you out. And they were specifically tailored to have, like, you know, panels in certain areas that that mass-produced suits don't have for proper breathability. And you just, you know, you can't find it unless you, shell out a bunch of money.
Like Tommy said, it pulls away moisture and body heat.
Mm-hmm.
This is depressing.
So there used to be like an aesthetic and utilitarian purpose to the suit. And it's just gone because people do not have self-respect. They are lazy
It reflects the culture
and
at
foolish.
hand.
And now suits are only for fancy occasions or if you're rich businessman.
I think we should all
Of
wear
course.
I mean, look at these guys in their nice collared shirts and everything. Like, you know, good materials.
It's pretty
Used to
good.
be nice. It's because
I'm gonna
back
get
then
one
in
of those.
2002 in New York they had their local Jewish shirt maker.
The local Jewish shirt maker.
Yeah.
We all need to get high quality collared shirts.
Oh, he's a Gryffindor.
Just walk around.
Look at that.
He looks like he belongs in Harry Potter world. With those glasses.
I see in this scene, Harry's wearing green and Norman's wearing Spider-Man's colors. That's interesting. Photography.
Photography.
Oh yeah, that Moondance Diner where Mary Jane works at. We were talking over that. That's a real diner. It really is called the Moondance Diner. And it is the same place where Jonathan Larson worked. And Jonathan Larson was a composer, and he wrote a very famous musical called Rent, and he had a musical about himself called, oh gosh, what is it called? Tick Tick Boom is what it was called. And that was the diner he worked at. And later on, Andrew Garfield, who of course played Spider-Man, played Jonathan Larson in the film adaptation of Tick Tick Boom, which of course the diner is in, so it's sort of like a little nebulous moment. Spider-Man, Jonathan Larson connection.
That's pretty insane.
Yeah, pretty wild.
Ooh.
I wish Elizabeth Banks had never gotten famous. I know that's selfish, but I don't like looking at her.
She's alright.
I mean, she's fine in these little bit parts. I don't mind if she's, making money as an actress. But she had to get big was the problem.
Ooh.
And she can't direct to save her life, and she's not a particularly dynamic actress. And so she had this peak, and then it was like she fell off the face of the earth because people found that there wasn't really a lot that she could handle.
A lot of hype.
And that's fine. It's fine, everybody's got their thing that they play and can't play, but you got to stay in your lane. Because now you have to see this tepid actress all over the place who's annoying in interviews because she's high on her own fumes and then directing terrible movies that people claim is brilliant because it's artistic and blah, 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 but really they're just interpreting something that isn't there, coming up with their own conclusion. Freaking Elizabeth Banks, I swear.
Stupid women. Women actors.
Woman moment.
It's such a woman moment. Lily doesn't like when I say that. But it's true.
She does not. Oh man. Dude, you hit her with so many woman moments during Barbie.
It's so true.
It's funny. She doesn't like the movie either, but you had her squirming over there. It's hilarious.
She's like, don't.
Lily, if you're listening to this, we very appreciate you being on the podcast. It's
Don't
great.
point out all the woman moments that are very true. There's guy moments too.
You and Micah are a great combination. This is why I wanted to do James Bond with a woman on the podcast, because you got to have those, the differing outlooks both represented. And Barbie was the same way. We had to have Lily in there.
Yeah. She took it well.
Didn't really need her for Rambo, but
No.
you know, for
The
Barbie, it was a must.
the battle of the sexes.
Yeah, for sure. An essential member of the podcast.
She's appropriating Chinese culture. with her
Oh
weird
no.
dress.
So stupid. Because you know, every Chinese woman is looking at that like, oh my gosh, she's so beautiful. It's so wonderful. It's so wonderful that they're representing our culture there. Oh man, it's so good.
No, it's just offensive.
Like they think it's wonderful.
Offended.
It's like that guy who showed up in like a super stereotypical like Mexican outfit with like a poncho and a sombrero and like a fake like mustache. And everyone's like, oh, he looks so handsome.
Yeah.
So amazing. It's the same thing.
It's
like
the same, yeah.
it's only the racist white people who care and
Pretty much. It's the white liberal women.
just whining.
Can't stand them.
So I'd like to take this moment to mention Timothy Holcomb. He was a welder building sets for the New York facades, and he was killed on March 6, 2001, when he was struck on the head by an improperly modified forklift, which they were using as like a camera crane. And then, of course, he fell, and that made it worse, and he died, unfortunately. So this one's for you, Tim. Great sets. Love the look.
Tim,
Spider-Man was great. This is your legacy, Tim.
you did a good job, Tim.
Yeah, we're watching this 23 years later, because it's a great film with great sets.
You are part of this. It's Stanley!
Stanley!
Stanley, I see him! Dude, he was old back then. What the heck?
The owners of the billboards in Times Square actually tried to sue Sony. They said because they used the production used it as ad space to make part of the budget for the movie by saying, hey, we'll edit your ad over the Times Square ads, which is super common thing to do.
Right.
It's product placement that people don't really notice because it's like, oh, you're filming in Times Square. What are you gonna do?
Right. Yeah.
But they tried to sue because they're like, that was our billboard
Like,
space that we
hey.
paid for.
It's still
And
there. You just cover
The
it
judge
up.
threw it out. He was like, no, this is so stupid.
There's no.
They have artistic license. Do whatever they want.
There's no basis.
Oh, I forgot. You want to know Green Goblin's death count? Or his kill count?
They get a count on his killing.
He kills 12 people in this movie. 12 people.
Oh.
Which makes him the deadliest film Spider-Man villain.
Really?
Yeah.
Like confirmed kills, not like
Yeah.
collateral kills.
Yeah, not like off-screen kills
Yeah.
that you don't know
Because
about.
there's a lot of collateral kills. I'm thinking like freaking.
Yeah, no, like really explicit kills. It's the most
Yeah,
out
because
of
he had
any.
a lot of grudges against all the people. He's just like,
Yeah,
I kill
even
you, I kill you.
like even compared to the Andrew Garfield villains, Tom Holland villains, more than Doc Ock or anyone.
That's kind of crazy.
That's of course not counting Avengers movies where Thanos kills half the population. Not
it's gotta
counting
be,
that.
The villain's got to be like dedicated.
But yeah, a
Spider-Man.
singular Spider-Man villains.
Oh,
It's Green Goblin.
she gone.
I attest it to wussiness. Movies have just gotten wussier over time, and you can't have the Green Goblin kill 12 people in one movie anymore.
Guess not.
Pete, I remember that time I fell off the building.
And you can't have like Doc Ock and Sandman kill like a ton of people because they're like supposed to be good guys at heart, right?
Right.
They're good guys.
Norm's was a good guy. He just he let his intrusive
That's
thoughts
true. He just
take
went
over.
insane. Oh no. Okay, so this is the
Well, he let the
rooftop.
goblins
Shut
loose.
up. This is the rooftop of the Continental from John Wick.
Is it really?
Yep, it's the same garden rooftop. And I think that's St. Patrick's back there. It looks like St. Patrick's.
That's pretty funny.
Pretty sure Trump Tower is
Is
close
that her
by.
real hair?
That might be it back there.
Yeah, it might be Trump Tower.
Is that her real hair or is that fake hair?
That's fake. She is naturally a blonde.
So she dyed it.
So it was dyed, yes.
What the heck? It's so powerful. Don't hit me in
It
the eye
is.
with that. That would actually probably damage
So I
my
missed
eyeball.
it talking about the kill count, but there was a piece of rubble that hit Harry in the head, and that was thrown by comedian Bill Hader, who was working as production assistant at the time, and he was standing on a ladder above James Franco and hit him so hard with the foam block he knocked him out. For real.
What? A foam block?
And later on, when James Franco hosted SNL, he was like, wait a second. Aren't you the guy who hit me with a brick?
Oh, maybe. That's hilarious.
Grand stuff.
Yeah, bandage. He hit him hard. Man, he must be made of glass to get knocked out by a foam block.
I know, right? Like, I know it was a big chunk of rubble, but it was specifically made to not hurt him. I mean, maybe Bill Hader's just got like a hell of a pitching arm.
Maybe. Oh,
Just
yeah.
like, I'm going to do my job well. I'm going to move up into the movie industry.
You wake up and drink
That's a lot of alcohol.
before work? It's called pre-gaming.
Oh, he got fired, remember?
Oh, yeah, that's right.
He ain't got nothing to do.
Intrusive thoughts are speaking to him.
He was
right
just
now.
going to play Xbox all day.
In his giant mansion.
So Willem Dafoe wears prosthetic teeth as Norman because they felt that a rich man would be able to get his teeth fixed. I guess
Can't.
Willem Dafoe just chooses not to. But his reflection in the mirror does not have the prosthetic teeth. So you can see his gnarly teeth in the reflection.
That is
That is
convenient, I guess.
Ah, yeah, I guess. Adds a little something.
I think they should put contacts on him in the reflection. That would have made it more interesting.
Oh, yeah. He does got screwed up teeth. Spider-Man.
That's legit just one of the greatest scenes ever.
That's pretty good.
Must have been so happy with that.
Grossman Norman.
Oh my gosh.
Knock knock. I like how he's actually a good guy.
Yeah,
He's just good at his job.
He's taking care, or he's covering for him. Spider-Man.
The goblin costume was originally designed to be more bulky and armored, but Willem Dafoe decided that he was going to do most of his own stunts. So they made it more streamlined and athletic so that, you know, he wouldn't suffer. And when he's got the mask on, you know, it's got a little more of his personality because it's actually him under there, you know.
Yeah.
And so the final outfit is 580 separate pieces.
Oh
It took about an hour to stick on him. So that's fun. I really like the raised webbing on his suit. It's nice.
Yeah. It's pretty good.
They had to like map it out with like a computer to do that. Like a computer applied it to the suit.
Applied it
cause yeah, like a little machine, you know, kind of like 3D printing.
Bro.
And cosplayers have to do it by hand. I hear it's
my
hell.
Gosh. It sounds pretty rough.
Like they'll get that like sort of gluey like paint stuff you can get at craft stores that like hardens quick, and then they just sort of like super neurotically and slowly like squeeze it across. I would hate myself after like 5 minutes of trying to do that.
I would just go ahead and sew it on there. Like, I would just...
That would be equally terrible.
Yeah, but then you just have to do it once. And then you have a suit, a Spider-Man
I guess
suit.
if your like paint adhesive is like good enough.
You just like get some sort of hard plastic or something, and you kind of like... You'd have to sew it on there, or else it would just fall off. It'd just be a pain.
I would like to see you do that. You should try it.
I'm not a cosplayer.
Spider suit.
Cosplayers are... I kind of respect the hustle, but also, like, come on. I don't know. It's just a little
You're
bit...
skinny enough to wear a spider suit. You could do it.
A little bit overboard.
I can't do it because it would have a bit of a gut.
You could be Spooderman.
Spooderman, oh no. Oh no.
Come on, Wolverine.
No.
Dude pool.
That would be terrible. You two are terrible.
How old is she here? 25?
Probably not much different. I'll take a peek.
Getting a little third wheel action. Just be like, I can splooge, look at this. Uh-oh. This is why you have a gun.
She's 20.
20?
Mm-hmm. At the time of filming, anyway.
Bro, where'd all these goons come from? What the hell?
I guess, depending on which scene, she would be 20 or 21. depending on when it was filmed over the year.
Oh my gosh.
She actually says that she hates people who scream a lot in movies. And she said that she was just sick of her own screams by the end. That would be annoying.
It's an odd thing to be pissed off at.
Well, people who scream a lot in real life are just, like, usually the worst, like, most unhelpful type of women, you know?
True.
So this was
It's
filmed
very
on
unhelpful.
a studio lot instead of, like, you know, a real street, because that would be ridiculous.
Yeah, it'd be terrible.
Plus, you could control the rain and stuff. And it was super cold. Freezing cold. I mean,
She's
it
just
only
in
takes
nothing.
one look at her to know how cold it is. And it was difficult for him because his sinuses just kept filling up with rain.
Oh. Just
And
drowning.
they actually had to create a special mask specifically for this scene that could just be rolled off. Because with a real Spider-Man mask, it's not just fabric draped over the face. Like, you have to have, like, to keep the shape, you have to have, like, an actual, like, plastic face piece to actually get the right look.
Oh.
I think she's more of a 9 in this scene. But anyway.
Yeah. Dude, it looks so weird when he's upside down kissing her. It just looks kind of
Yeah.
odd.
I mean, look at that. That's a 9 moment. Right there.
That's pretty good.
It's a nice shot.
Oh, it's like situational, or is it just like person? I don't know.
What?
Situational factors come into play.
What do you mean?
She's all wet. She's got like.
I mean, that has something
Less
to
clothes on.
do with it. But also something to be said for personality.
I guess so.
Appreciation. You know.
So they have a face mask, plastic face mask on here.
Yeah, to keep the shape.
Why? Because it would like shift all around or whatever.
Yeah, and I mean, if you just draped it over your face, it would just not look like that. Because his head is so, like, smooth and symmetrical. Like, wearing a mask just does not look like that on a person. And there are a few scenes here and there where you can kind of, like, see the edges of it on the side of his head. See what I mean? It's, like, very rigid.
Yeah.
Very symmetrical.
Yeah, I see that.
Yeah, you can see the edge of it, like, along his chin especially. There are people on Etsy who 3D print them for cosplayers.
Of course. Is it like just like a mask and there's eyes in it, or is there vents in the face?
No, you usually just breathe through the fabric. So I imagine it would be a sweaty experience. The head's usually a separate part. Usually, like, tuck it into the neck of the top or something. Oh my gosh. That's so wild. That scene is just ridiculous. So before Willem Dafoe was casted, they were testing a comic accurate Green Goblin look, where it was sort of this like green prosthetics, so he would have green skin and pointed ears and the fangs, and he had these big like yellow eyes, like without pupils or anything. And you can look up on the internet. There's actually like the screen test is on there, and it's pretty impressive. Like, it looks good. It looks super comic accurate. But as much as that would have been satisfying to see, Willem Dafoe is amazing as Green Goblin, and it is great to see his face.
Yeah. Yes.
And I think that's necessary. Like, even the small parts where you can just see his mouth through the mask, I think is, enough to be effective. I love how a lot of the plot is less him in a big evil plan and more like him just actively trying to recruit Spider-Man.
He's very sporadic.
And yet this film still works, even though that's, like, super weird. Like, it literally is, like, there's no big plot. There's literally just, it's just a feud between these two.
I need to save my business. I'm going to experiment on myself. Oh my gosh, I let the intrusive thoughts win.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to kill the guy who put doubt into the military contractor guy. And then I'm going to kill the military contractor guy. And then I'm going to kill the board of directors who didn't fire me. And then I'm going to recruit Spider-Man and do things.
Yeah. I prefer lower stakes in Spider-Man movies. Because Spider-Man is the low stakes hero.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of good because he doesn't have like a master plan. He's kind of a human. He's just like, well, I'm going to take one thing at a time.
Yeah, he's just a criminal that has to be stopped by the old friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. I like it.
Yeah.
No big multiverse showdown. It's just, cleaning up the trash, being a hero.
Winner!
Yeah. I think that was part of the problem with Spider-Man 3, is it just got a little too big for its britches.
Yeah.
I wish they had gotten to do the fourth one because looking at like interviews and stuff, they definitely recognize what went wrong with it and were like actively seeking to rectify it with a fourth and final one.
Mm.
But the studio was just
I don't like that.
Was just like, nah, hell no, not after that. It's very unfortunate. Would have liked the redemption arc,
Yeah, you're pretty good. Bring it back.
Might be a little too late for that. I don't know.
Oh.
Oh, it's so weird.
That was so strange. No.
So you notice in this scene, Peter is wearing the Green Goblin's colors, and Norman is wearing Spider-Man's colors.
For some reason.
And we're going to cut over to Harry in a minute, and Harry is wearing both.
Because reasons. Yeah, they're
because
just like, what if
the costumes
we
in this
do
movie
the
are
thing?
very simple, and the costume designers have to have something to do.
I see that. That's pretty funny. Harry's.
And Mary Jane's wearing black, so I guess she's neutral in this.
She's neutral. She's so white too. It's very contrasty.
Yeah, she's very pale.
It's kind of crazy.
Must have Irish or Swedish genes. Wow, that's awkward.
The man who's been scarred. And Broomer?
Yeah, as in, like, sweep her away. And he just yelled that. He's such a dick.
He's like, oh man.
Harry has to do the walk of shame.
He's
back
right.
in there.
This is all kinds of wrong.
And I thought my family Thanksgivings were awkward.
Oh no.
Actually, we kind of don't have family Thanksgiving. It's kind of
I thought you
not
did.
not with like extended relatives. Like we will like just us for the last few years, because because we used to do it with like our aunt and uncle and cousins.
Yeah.
But they started doing this thing, which I think is very charitable, where they would have our cousins' college friends who didn't have anywhere to go and weren't like, you know, going home for the holiday, staying at, the college or whatever, over. And so every Thanksgiving they have like a huge gaggle of college students, and it's sort of devolved into this craziness of also like anyone from church or any
gosh.
friends of theirs or anyone
It's
else.
turned into like this
Just kinda
conglomeration of
Yeah. And my parents, especially my dad, being quite introverted,
yeah.
just don't like that, because they don't like my dad does not like their small city townhouse. And even when it is just us, like just us and our relatives, he will often just go out on the porch for like a half hour just to like breathe, just by himself, just sitting out there. Like whenever we don't see him, we're like, "Where's Dad?" It's like, oh,
He's out on it.
he's obviously on the porch.
He's chilling.
Because yeah, it's just the little townhouse. It just gets. I mean, it gets so stuffy in there. I don't blame him. It gets real
Yeah.
stuffy.
Yeah, I get it. I like the quaint
So,
little family
yeah.
get-togethers.
So my parents
That's
have
what I do.
decided that we're just we're done with Thanksgiving,
Yeah.
and they always come here for Christmas now. We are the
Okay.
Christmas hosts,
Nice.
which I don't mind. So
I do. We do like 2 Thanksgiving feasts. Usually.
you got the double like Jonathan.
But they're smaller, and then you it's more personable. It's not all these
Right. It's not
huge
an
mass of
absolute,
people. Just
It isn't like in the movies where it's like just insane chaos.
Yeah, no, I don't like
Right.
that. So it works pretty good.
That's how it used to be when our grandmother was alive, because she would host Thanksgiving, and then it would be everyone and their dog at grandma's house, and it was just
Yeah, that's
insane. Like all day cooking gauntlet, and I liked it. I'm glad that I got to experience that, and I have those memories. But it's simultaneously nice that I don't have to do it anymore.
Yeah.
Like sometimes it's nice to do things and then just appreciate that it happened and, do something else.
Yeah, I think that's kind of a trend with the grandma thing. Like
Yeah.
when grandma's alive, everyone just goes.
Like grandma magnetism. That's how it is.
That's kind of how it works. I don't know why. I'm gay.
Ooh, he saved that sentence.
This is a struggle. This is
he
like
almost lost himself there.
me. I'm like,
like you flirting.
You,
If you could,
can you have my children?
bear my children.
Can you bear my children? Adult human female, can you
Nice save. That was good. He's getting better at it.
He's going through it. He's figuring it out.
Aunt May pretending to be asleep.
Yes, sir.
Sly dog, like, oh, those kids.
Finally, she's getting somebody.
So they had James Franco dye his hair brown so he would look more like he was related to Willem Dafoe. But they made that decision after they had already started filming. So in this scene, that is now cut away from, his hair is black.
Wow. All kinds of dyed hair going on.
It's a very common shot of this mansion. In fact, if you go to the mansion's Wikipedia, that is the picture of the mansion.
It's a pretty cool mansion.
Not that shot, but like the camera in the same place.
Whoever made this
It's
mansion,
just of that stairway.
It's very nice.
It is very nice. I like the wood. That is what I want in my future house. I don't want my house made of wood, but I like the wood accent. I like the carved wood. I like that it's a piece of art.
Yeah.
You know?
The railing and
I don't like boring
pillars.
like houses made of the cheapest, most flammable tinder that anyone can find. I hate that. No, I want a nice stone house with
Gigantic.
beautiful carved wood stairways.
This would be very nice.
That would be the dream. Not in this economy. Maybe one day.
Whew, that's a long ways away, my friend.
Yeah.
Maybe when you're 90 and you're about to die. Put a down payment on it and live there one day. Well, this is it.
Wow, this is a nice house.
At least just die in it.
Well, that's actually kind of what I want, because I want it to be a what do you call it? I want it to be an heirloom house. Because it used to be that a household was like not just your family. It was also like your community that you had responsibility for, you know, as a man, as a leader. And also like your like it was a sense of, oh my gosh, the dialogue in this movie is distracting me. Ugh, don't be a prick. They're definitely broken up on the inside. Peter. But anyway, your security is not in your money, because all kinds of things can happen. It's in your children, because the idea is they're going to raise a family in that house, and they are going to take care of you.
Yeah.
And it's sort of this endless cycle.
It's a
and your family becomes this, you know, pillar of the community, very involved in all these things, you know, working at the local businesses downtown, and you know, you've got your church, and you know, like you know, what it means to be the man of a household is to have an effect on your world, and to act as if you are responsible for it.
Mm-hmm.
Even if you are not, you know, solely or wholly responsible. You're supposed to act as if that is the case. So that's kind of like the idea of the heirloom house.
Yeah.
Is you can kind of play out that very reliable tradition. You know, and it might not happen for you. You know, maybe your kids will, you know, hate you and go their separate
Everything will fall
ways,
apart.
and, you know, the house gets sold. But, you
It's
know,
kinda how
during
it's-
your life, you'll get your money's worth of it, and, if you die and your kids sell it and they got lots of money from that and it allows them to perpetuate their family, fine. It's not what you wanted, but it works.
Boo. What is that called?
Because, you know, I'm not delusional. I wouldn't expect, you know, them to want to live under the same roof for the rest of their lives. But,
Well, if you had enough kids.
damn it, I hope, like,
Some of them
I
are
hope
super-
I was a good enough father that they would want that.
Yeah.
You know, like, I would be willing to just be like, all right, I'm moving to the basement, you know.
Mm-hmm.
You're the man now. I'm just going to enjoy retirement.
I'm just going to do
You know,
it in your
like
basement.
I'm okay with that. That doesn't hurt me.
Yeah.
You know, that's just securing the legacy. That's just, you know, perpetuating
like
the
your
family
house's
unit.
Legacy. That's probably why they called them houses, like back in the
Yes.
medieval times. They'd have houses of families.
Yeah. And now when we say house, we just mean home. It's the definition has devolved
Yeah.
for sure.
But the house is like a lineage of family and name and trade and stuff like that.
It's true. I would love the you know,
Bring it back.
the great I'm not going to say that. Never mind.
Spooderman. Spooderman. is
So
about
they had to
get
put
right.
the costume colors into consideration. So when they were doing scenes like this, you had to kind of shoot them separately because Spider-Man needs to be on a green screen, but Green Goblin needs to be on a blue screen.
Oh no, bro. Why can't Spider-Man be on a blue screen?
Because he's blue.
Oh wait. She. Oh no, bro. That's a predicament.
Just gonna let both of them
Indeed.
die.
Oh my gosh. She doesn't do anything. Damn. Damn. The disrespect.
All right, I'm just going to speak. Get out or I will kick you so hard after this.
You're gonna get
Depart.
Punched
Leave.
like a football.
I will send Micah to punch you.
Oh. Oh, darn. He makes
Shut the door.
accents. I don't want him to punch
Respect
me.
the sign.
Respect the authority.
Go beat yourself.
Don't curse at me. I'll punch you.
I said leave.
Yeah, but I know what you meant.
Oh my gosh.
Shit.
Now she's
Close
dead.
the door. Golly, I told you they wouldn't respect the sign.
No, I never do.
Doing this 2 days, nobody respects the sign.
It's a good sign
Put
though.
work and money into that.
Looks good.
Thank you.
She just
Her arms would have broken. She fell from way too high.
She's got that grippy grip.
Got them grippers.
What the hell?
So the scene of New Yorkers throwing trash at Green Goblin was added during filming post 9/11 because they wanted to sort of use the movie to help get a sense of unity.
Because New Yorkers are so.
Well, they didn't used to be as terrible, but then they decided that crime was okay and police were bad.
I suppose. That's what happened. Good Samaritans of New York.
Because, I mean, if you were careful enough, you used to have enough good people in it to be, you know, nice to visit for a day. But it's just not, you know, it's got a lot of historical spots that are great to see, but it's just not worth it anymore.
No.
I mean, back then, I wouldn't have even recommended it to everyone. Because not everyone has common sense. Not everyone has a sense of self-preservation. So it was, you know. I think a lot of tourists kind of go in blind. They're like, "Oh, we'll visit New York, and
yeah, that's a good idea.
you know, it'll be like anywhere else." No, not really.
Good luck. Peter.
But on the opposite hand, I do want to point out, you don't have to be clever to survive in New York. But you have to be pretty stupid to live there. Everyone's like, "Oh, I'm so tough because I live in New York." It's like, you're an idiot. Move out.
Yeah, pretty stupid.
It's expensive and crime-ridden, and whatever you're doing there isn't worth it.
Pretty much. Hey, yo. What the hell?
So this isn't actually a set. This is a real abandoned hospital on Roosevelt Island. It just looks like this.
Well.
Be kind of neat in a dangerous way.
It looks like an airsoft arena.
Yes, a very dangerous airsoft arena. Collapsible walls.
Collapsible walls are pretty crazy.
Doesn't remind me of any particular poster for any particular Sam Raimi movie.
Oh, he goes. Peter.
Pina.
Peter, stop.
Pina, stop. I told you already.
I'm not in the mood.
I didn't eat your potato chips. That was Chris.
Goblin.
I'm gonna kill you, Chris. I'm Dr. Octopus now.
Never ever. Father. Yeah, screw Harry. Oh no!
Such a Sam Raimi scene.
Ooh, he did. Yeah.
I think Harry's gonna know.
Don't do it. Don't tell him. How is he not gonna know?
See, I love how he does try to hide it. He immediately walks in. just absolutely ruined. Batman woman.
Don't tell Harry. Don't do it. What have you done to my father?
Twice.
Spider-Man. Oh, Spider-Man dead.
I love how in the third one he's not ready for him. You know, like he's got like a lot of money and a lot of connections. I would have kept an eye on him and what he was up to. You know, like I would have gotten closer as a friend, if anything. Be like, hey man, what experiments are you up to? Oh yeah, that's cool. How does that work?
How are you killing Spider-Man today?
Yeah.
What schemes are you doing? Get MJ. Ow. Just tell Harry.
It was a very poor person headstone. He doesn't even have a year on it.
It's rough.
Yeah.
Okay.
This scene makes me hurt inside.
Oh, that's so sweet.
His gloves make her fingers look fat.
She's
got like sausage finger gloves. Like she's the king of England.
She got them meaty fingers.
Meaty woman fingers. But instead, I'm a schmuck.
Cringe.
This is probably my one big bad about this movie. Is how Peter Parker's a schmuck. He does not do this in the comics. In the comics, he's like, hell yeah.
He's like, I want you.
Yes,
baby.
free redhead. I know he's doing the whole selfless hero thing, but later on, he finds that if he doesn't have a real life, he's emotionally distraught, and it affects his hero work, and then, you know...
He's back
and
to
then
this.
he, you know, fumbles the ball multiple times. Again. Just frustrating to watch. The prick. Here's everything you've wanted, which you fought so damn hard for, risked your life for, but yeah, turn it down. You only earned it.
We should just rewind and then turn the movie off.
Yeah, just be like, oh, it ends there.
The make-out sesh, boop, turn it off. No, nothing after that.
I'm so annoyed with how many Spider-Man movies end in a graveyard. Like, almost all of them do. Like, we could think of something else.
It's a little depressing.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're all dead.
Spider-Man.
I'm Spider-Man, and
So
I
for
don't
this
have any
scene-
love life.
They invented a whole new type of camera system. Invented one called the
That's
Spider Cam. It's able to drop 50 stories, shoot at lengths of like 32,000 feet. It shoots at 6 frames per second to convey a sense of speed, and it was only used for the scene. Although it's used more in the sequels.
That's pretty good.
And that final shot of him on the American flag was also thought of post 9/11 because they thought that it should end on a patriotic note.
Hell yeah.
I know, right?
Oh, he let the girl go because he's stupid and gay.
He's so stupid. He's stupid right up until the end.
That's so stupid. I just hate I guess I understand the mentality, but so many things, so much media has that like contrived love interest thing where they're like, oh,
Yeah, the will they, won't they? It's
Will they,
nice
won't
for a
they
while,
type
but then you gotta
thing,
give it
yeah.
up.
yeah, you can't just stretch that on. Like, wasn't that for 3 movies they did that?
Yeah. Oh, I love early 2000s credit music. So good. I don't even know who this is, Nickelback or something. I don't even care.
Look at this photograph. Look at this piece of. There's a lot of different
Yeah, a lot of different ones.
cut up versions of that. Yeah.
I remember when that song came out.
Mm-hmm.
That was a big deal. You heard it everywhere you went. Simpler times. I was gonna say something. I don't remember what it was. What were you saying?
Nickelback montage things.
Nickelback.
Will they? Won't they?
Yeah.
I hate that.
Yeah, I think it's because most Hollywood people don't have successful relationships. Like, they're always getting divorced and stuff.
They're always in like purgatory, just
don't-
going up and down in the.
Yeah, because they don't know what it's like. Oh, Chief Lighting Technician Kevin Murphy.
Oh,
I love him. Anyway. Yeah, because it's because I remember I saw this one movie, this one romance movie called About Time, and it was so refreshing because
I've
they
watched
don't
that.
just meet and they kiss and it ends and that's it. They actually like have a family, have children,
Maybe I haven't watched that.
and instead of it, and I think like there's a fear to that, like being boring and there not to be enough tension. But if you write your characters well enough, that should still be like an enthralling thing. It should still be romantic and interesting, and like if you're good at what you do. But I think that Hollywood people, they don't know how.
They don't understand.
And so in superhero movies, they never
Fully commit.
They never say their secret identity. They're always, pushing people away. And it's more than just a stereotype. It's because I don't think that they can actually move beyond it. I think once they finally confess, oh, I love you, and they have, they say
Then it's
happily
like,
ever
"Oh,
after,
man, lame."
they don't know how to walk beyond it.
So About Time is about 2 people who just love each other and then have a family.
Yeah, and actually, just get
Exist.
married and have like a family and live a normal life.
That's a movie.
Yes. And it's excellent. It's really excellent.
We should watch that.
It's got Domhnall Gleeson and Rachel McAdams, who is super hot, and
should watch that right now.
British actor Bill Nighy, who is
Bill Nye.
No, Bill Nighy.
Bill Nye.
He's the guy who plays Davy Jones,
Oh, I know that guy.
and he's great in everything. Just like every time I see him,
Yeah.
like it's a win. He's just super good. Oh, we get the old cartoon theme song. I don't know why they put this in here. I guess because Sam Raimi likes it.
That's
Probably
the good guy.
has. Whoa, he actually had a close-up pic. How did he get that? That's insane.
Tommy didn't, but he got
Where
it from
did you
somewhere.
get that? Oh my
Tommy
god.
texted it to me.
I want to know how he got that. That's
I'm
insane.
trying to ask him. I said, "Hey, where'd you get it?" He's not
Yeah,
telling me.
I don't even know if I wanted to see that. Gosh. For those in the audience, yesterday, someone attempted to assassinate Donald Trump, and it's on our Barbie. We talk about it on our Barbie podcast because it happened while we were doing it, so it's a very historic podcast. But yeah, Tommy literally sent us a picture, a close up of the shooter's corpse. And I mean, like, not from far away. It's literally like someone on the roof took a picture of his, like, pale, dead, blood-covered face.
It's crazy. I think they got a headshot.
I'm not sure I wanted to see that. But now that I've seen it, I have to inspect it, obviously.
I mean, that's pretty insane. Like, he
Yeah, I don't know how you get...
bled pretty good,
Yeah, someone definitely leaked that picture.
I guess.
Wow.
I
Okay.
got it from a group chat.
Well, I think that's all the time we have for today. What an interesting note to end on.
Yeah, Spooderman, and we crapped on New York.
Yeah, we did a lot more than I expected to. That was unplanned.
It sucks. It deserves to be
It
crapped
just,
on.
yeah. At the time of this recording, it really sucks. Unfortunately.